So this is Jude, JJ1, and this is November 7th in the morning, I think. And Bree went to, well, I mean, I was there too, but we went to an aerial yoga thing yesterday. And we had worked all day and we were running late to get there because we had to be there at 6:30 and we'd never been before, so we didn't know exactly where it was. We were rushing after work, and I had washed my hair, but I hadn't fixed it, and Bree put it up just like this, but she kind of smoothed it down, and then I kind of did it up like that. And it reminds me a lot of the way that I used to wear my hair when I was a teenager, or the way that Jessie used to wear it when I was a teenager. And I think it looks really pretty. And I'm probably going to keep it like this for at least today. Yeah. It's been a trying time ever since the weekend. And then yesterday I had somebody said something hate-filled to me. They don't see it as hate-filled, but it kind of was. And then, but last night was really, really good in the aerial yoga and sound bath. It's very, very cool. And every single time that we do a sound bath, usually the Holy Spirit talks to me, but last night the Holy Spirit didn't talk to me. But I was kind of in my head yesterday about all the hate, so I was kind of thinking back over memories, and then it was weird. Like, I jumped into a memory, but it was very vague, and I don't think it's a memory from this life. Like, I think it was either a past life or maybe an alternate reality memory, which I know that that's a little woo-woo. But when you start exploring the spiritual world, you're going to come across some woo-woo stuff. You know, if you just remain a scholar and lock your emotions off from everything that's in this world, you're going to be bound by biases. You really are. So it's very important to get the emotions involved in a healthy way. A lot of people try to get the emotions involved through drugs or through sex or through doing dangerous things. And yeah, that sometimes is fun. I get that. But it's better to get the emotions involved in a healthy, calm way, like a sound bath or somatic breathing exercises, which is what I do with this phenomenal lady that has a, I don't think it would be given too much personal information to tell you that she's got a center in Oneida, Tennessee. Okay, I'm going to cut this because I'm thinking that hate is probably going to come my way, and I don't want to get hate to her because she's brilliant. She's wonderful. But this center, so I'm going to cut the location, but this center is just phenomenal. And maybe one day she will come on here. If I don't get the hate, maybe I'll just get pity. But if I don't get the hate, maybe she'll come on here with me sometime and explain what she does to help with trauma therapy, because that's what she does. She does like somatic breath work and sound baths and yoga, and all of that stuff that helps the body and the spirit. And I need a lot of help with the spirit trying to figure all this out, because it's very stressful right now, because we're not completely integrated. I don't know that we ever want to fuse back together. But right now, we're not as integrated as we'd like to be. Like, we can't control switches at all. We can't control blends at all. It just happens willy-nilly like crazy. So I would like to get to the point where we can control that better, but not fuse all the way back together. Like, just be aware of each other when we're co-conscious, because like right now, I can't feel anybody. If I start concentrating and start untethering, I might start to be able to feel who else is awake and who else is here. But right now, it's just one JJ, and I'm this JJ, so I know that I'm Jude. Because I was writing earlier. I wrote something on Facebook about how God has been on the side of minority groups all along. And it's just our biases that go up against them. I mean, there are some minority groups that you do need to go against. Like, for example, serial killers or pedophiles. We do need to go against them, and we need to get them the help that they need, locked away from other people. And they may not ever be able to join society again because they're just too fractured. But the majority of minority groups are just trying to live their lives and not hurt people. And I'm sorry if it hurts your sensibilities, but that's your problem. That's not their problem. Their problem is that their spirit feels differently than what you tell them that their spirit should feel. And so they decide to match their body to their spirit. And God's given us the tools to do that. So why do you have a problem with it? Why? I think it's because you're afraid that your child might end up being like that. And I do know that there are some people who are totally against it. And their children are like that. There's a guy in my hometown who is, he's so nasty just about everything. He would be one during the civil rights movement that would have definitely been in the Ku Klux Klan, because he's just so negative. And then he's got I shouldn't laugh about it because it's really hard for his child, I'm sure. But he's got a child that's in the LGBTQ community, and he has nothing to do with him. And I'm not for sure if that was the child's decision or if that was the adult's decision, but your own child. And you can't accept who they are. I think that's so sad. That's so sad. If you would open your eyes, you would see that that's the way that God made that child. And God's given us the tools to be able to change our outside to match our inside. So why not use it? That's why I'm not totally opposed to the tattoos. And I'm not totally opposed to the Botox. And I'm not totally opposed. Jesse's wanting to get a facelift one day when we lose 35 more pounds. We've already met with the doctor. She's just like, we need to be snatched. And I don't really care. It would be nice to look young again. But it's important to her. And if it's important to her, then why not? If I get to that point and if I have the money. And if I don't have the money, I'll just stay how I am and pretend, I guess. Oh, that made it sound like everybody's pretending. I'm not pretending. This is not pretend. I'm saying that Jessie can use makeup and she can use clothing tricks, and she can use hair techniques to match her outside better with the way that she sees it on the inside. And there's nothing wrong with that. God approved.